Hello everybody. I wanted to walk through the first project for WATS 2010 User Science and Testing. That is the Analyze for Usability project. So with this project, what we're doing is we're reading the first section of Steve Krug's Don't Make Me Think Revisited. And that section is called Guiding Principles. It has 5 chapters in it. And so we're reading those chapters. We're going to distill out from that a set of criteria that we want to use to analyze some website and assess the usability of that website. So this is the meat of the project. In addition to the sort of the thoughtful work which you'll be focusing on, throughout this quarter, we're going to also need to just get our user science journal up and running so that we can actually publish our usability analysis on our user science journal. So here's how that's all going to work. Okay. The first thing that you're going to do is find some website that you want to look at. It could be the course environment website right here. It could be a website for a local business, or a website for a movie or a band, or whatever you want, really. Try to find a website that maybe has sort of some obvious problems, although maybe that makes it too easy. Maybe you want to look at websites that have spent a lot of time sort of optimizing for their users. But in general, it's going to be harder to do this study probably on like an Amazon or even, a lot of the Google pages and everything, just because they actually spend a lot of time optimizing for these things, and it might be difficult to come up with suggestions to make. Although, who knows? We can find out all sorts of things looking at every website we look at. So once we pick a website, I want you to identify some criteria. When we think about what Krug talks about, he talks about clarity in terms of his whole "don't make me think" mantra. Users should be able to kind of mindlessly click through a process and not be confused at any point in time, or not have to stop and figure out what to do next at any point in time. We need to be realistic about how people really use the web, and that means that they scan and they read pages very quickly. And so we want to lean towards what Krug calls billboard design. We want clarity over consistency. We want the really important things to be made really important on the page. We want to use things like juxtaposition of size, positioning, scale, everything. We want to use that to draw attention to the things that are the most important on the page and convey as much information as quickly as possible. We want people to be able to know exactly what they're looking at all times, and then we also want to think about how we can remove words from pages. So as you're moving through your page that you've chosen, and you're looking at the functionality that it provides, think about those things that Krug mentioned, and you should be able to come up with a lot of ideas about how well this page does things, or how poorly it does things, and what might be able to be changed to improve the results on the page. We have additional resources to help us. Our required reading is the book, but I did add this Usability.gov resource, which is a great website. I really applaud the Usability.gov website. And one thing that they have that's handy is a UX study overview template. And you don't have to use this template for your blog post. And in fact, it would be probably a pain to use it. So if you did want to use this template, I would probably make the blog post sort of short, and then put most of the meat of your report into this document, and maybe post it as a PDF or something. But if you look at this, if you actually look at this template, then you can see that it gives you some idea of what you want to be thinking about in terms of research questions. And so these dovetail nicely with what Krug is concerned about, worrying about whether or not users can accomplish the tasks, whether or not users can find what they're looking for, whether or not users are able to understand the content, whether they're able to, whether they like the content, the layout and visual design, is it appealing? And then some other things that they mentioned throughout here. So you can take a look at this sort of formal report document. There's lots of these great documents that can give you ideas, even if you don't end up using the formal report document. Looking at these things give you really great ideas about what what's available. So definitely check out this usability.gov website. There's all kinds of great information there as well. When it comes to actually posting your report on your user science journal, you should have already received an invite to your user science journal website. So here's the dashboard for my user science journal. And you can see that if I view the user science journal online, I can view it and it looks just like a blank WordPress blog, and that's because this is a blank WordPress blog. I can customize it, modify it, sort of make it my own, and then most importantly, I can make a post on it, and I can post. We will be posting on these journals every week of this quarter, so for 10 weeks we're going to be posting. So keep that in mind. That is all for the introduction to the Analyze for Usability project. Use your eyes and your senses. Think about things from alternate points of view. Put yourself in the role of the user, and then also put yourself in the role of the developer and the designer, and try to really think about from each point of view what different sites are serving and what they're accomplishing. And good luck. Have a lot of fun with it. Reach out if you have issues, and I look forward to seeing the results. Take care. Bye-bye.